So I want to share a little project with you guys that I have been working on behind the scenes. And this project was really inspired because I have been amassing through a couple of different ways pieces of art, either prints or something like that, or original art, but partly through purchase of a piece of original art back in the past, or someone has sent me a gift, or I've actually commissioned a piece. I have amassed a healthy number of pieces of art. And I wanted to find a way to kind of display them, because up until this point, they have been in a sandwich between pieces of cardboard stuck in a corner, and that serves no purpose at all. And so what motivated me was to get them out of the cardboard and to put them in a format where I can actually share them with people. If I have friends come over, I want to be able to show them. And then I also wanted to be able to show you guys how I've chosen to display some of the art that I've received that you may have seen in previous videos. So the first art folio that I actually ordered was probably 3 times larger than I needed it to be. So I incurred some costs for that mistake, because I ordered it, had to return it, and they charged me for shipping or something like that. But this is the art folio that I've decided to go with. It has these polyglass pages, whatever the heck that means. I at least wanted to show you guys what brand I decided to go with. And so what I'm going to do now is to actually show you some of the pieces that are contained in my art folio as it stands right now. And I'm going to apologize in advance. In some cases, I actually remember who gave it to me or who the artist was. In some cases, I don't. And so if you sent me something or you drew something for me, you have my apologies, because I'm doing this off the top of my head with no notes. So please bear with me. But the first piece that I have is actually a really, really large commission piece that was done by Charlie Bird. He actually worked on this recently for me. He is a college student, very much a Kirby inspired artist. This piece is just gorgeous, and I actually did some prints of this one working with Charlie to do that. But Seabird Studios is who produced this first piece for me. These next 2 pieces are really cool. On the left side is actually a commission that I had an artist do for me. And what happened was, I think I did like a half body is basically what I paid for. And I think he was inspired by watching the channel, knowing that I was a Spider-Man fan. He actually did a full body, and he absolutely crushed it. I mean, I'm looking at this thing on video right now, and it honestly does not do this piece justice. Super, super talented artist. And if you go back to my Instagram page, you can find this post and you'll know exactly who it was that drew it. But super talented guy with the classic hand gesture, the classic pose. This is really well done. On the right hand side, you actually see a lithograph. I think that's what it's called. This is actually maybe that's not the right term. This is actually a sail. It's actually a sail from the Savage Dragon TV show. And I had never seen one of these in person, but this thing is really incredible. It's actually 2 pieces. The background is, I think, painted, and then the piece that's on top with Savage Dragon and the female Savage Dragon were actually drawn almost on clear paper. I don't know what you call it, and I apologize for not knowing a technical term, but it almost gives it that 3-dimensional feel, that it's popping off the page kind of look. And it's a little hard to see it and appreciate it here on screen. But again, this is one of those pieces that when you see in person really, really is impressive. So I had never seen one of these before. It showed up, and I was honestly blown away by this piece. These next 2 pieces actually came from my buddy RB3. And RB3 has been a very, very good friend to me over the last year or so. Very thankful for his friendship. On the left-hand side, you actually see a sketch, a hand-drawn sketch of Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. And on the right, you actually see a print of that same piece with color. And I'm honestly torn as to which one I like better, because they're both incredible. When you look at the glow from the glider and the glow from the pumpkin bomb in his hand on the right, it really is incredible. But then you look at the line work and the detail on the image on the left, especially on Spider-Man. And again, I am really torn between these 2. And when you see them side by side, you can appreciate just how much work the artist put in, but also how much work the inker and the colorist put in as well. Just super talented individuals that came together for this piece. All right, so two of my favorite pieces here. On the left-hand side, you actually see, this is Uncanny X-Men, I think 471. I want to say it's like page 11 or something like that. This is a Billy Tan piece. This is the first piece of professional art I had ever purchased. And this was, I think, back in the early 2000s when I picked this up. And at the time, I honestly thought it was super expensive. Little did I know that many of these pieces would be even more expensive in 2019. But this is a really fantastic piece featuring the Blackbird, the Sentinels, and part of the X-Men team there. I absolutely love this piece by Billy Tan. What's really cool is when you actually look at the comic next to this piece and you can actually see the connected nature of the two. It really is fantastic. And on the right is an amateur piece that is no less stunning. For my buddy Whitewell Comics, Alec did this fantastic drawing of Silver Surfer and Galactus. It is really, really well done. He has that Kirby crackle on the Silver Surfer's hand there with that cosmic energy. I really like this piece, and it actually looks pretty good on camera. It really does. As I look at the two of these being on that black background, it makes the images pop all the more. These are two really striking pieces. Next up, we have some additional amateur art here on the left and the right. Both of these guys are super talented. We have Randy on the left, did this great black costume, Spider-Man for me. And on the right, we have some Sinister Six and Spider-Man action going on for my buddy Tony Sanders. And the one on the right is a little hard to see as I'm looking at it here on camera. It is a line drawing with pencil, so it doesn't pop off the page as much, especially given the distance. But both of these pieces are really well done. And to be honest with you, these guys have a tremendous amount of talent, way more talent than I actually have. Way more talented. I could not even come close to drawing either one of these things, and super appreciative to both of these individuals for taking the time to put together this artwork and to send it over to me very unexpectedly. And they're both awesome. And on this last spread, we have a couple of things. On the left-hand side, super talented artist. I can't remember her name. I want to say she's out of Hawaii, but she did these pieces for me. She actually did a couple of others that I've actually passed on to some people. But she did these wonderful sketches of Spider-Man that I really dig. And as you can see there, she kind of worked in Regie Collects into the two of them. And I absolutely love the spider sense going off, especially in the one on the upper right. That was one that she just threw in, and it's actually on a really small card, but it is really well done. I mean, all of them, the detail I think is top notch. And on the right is actually a print that a subscriber sent over to me, and it is a very, very powerful print. It looks striking here on screen as I'm glancing at it, and I think what it's depicting here is the death of Gwen Stacy, the trauma that was essentially inflicted upon Spider-Man Peter Parker with the death of Gwen Stacy is one of those moments that a real Spider-Man fan knows a whole lot about. And this is a very, very striking image. And I want to say it's a limited print. I can't see the number from here, but definitely a really striking piece. So there you have it. That is essentially my art portfolio that I've been working on behind the scenes. As I continue to get more pieces of original art and things like that, I'm going to continue filling this book out. I actually really like this setup. I don't have enough wall space here in the room to be able to mount and put everything up on the wall, but this art portfolio is a really nice way to go, to be able to display my art, but also to be able to protect it, because I never felt like the cardboard sandwich that I made was all that protective, but I think that this setup is quite nice and keeps it away from my children, which I think is really fantastic. So there you have it. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and certainly if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at Regie Collects on Instagram and regiecollects@gmail.com. Take care. Are you interested in entering the Go Collect giveaway for this week? If so, look no further than this video. This week's book, Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the first appearance of the new Spider-Man, Miles Morales. This is a CGC 9.6, white pages, and a red hot book. If you're interested in entering the contest, All you have to do is head over to the community tab, find the post where I talk about this book, click the MailChimp link, go to the MailChimp website, and key in your information. One additional thing that you'll have to plug in is a response from the video, and the response is the first name of the new Spider-Man. Miles, Miles. Enter that and you are in the running to win this cool book. Next, you tune into the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out who the winner is. All that we ask is that you be a subscriber of the channel, a resident of the US, a resident of Canada, or have a mailing address in the US, and you are all set. Good luck.